All right, let's dive into the top level client, level three check-ins. So with a level three client, these clients have been doing it for a while. They've moved past level one, level two, and they're really passionate about what they're doing. They really want to approach everything from really granular level, get really deep into everything, and the nuances and the little bits of information matter. Now, the level three client, generally what you want to do is follow more of a coach-centered model than a client-centered model, which for 95% of clients is the wrong advice. For a level three client, it's not so much how they feel about anything, it's about what they actually need to do to achieve the outcome that they want. So from a coaching perspective, you need to be a little bit harder and you need to give them very, very strict directives on what they need to do. And whether they do it or not is entirely up to them. But we need to be very direct with our decision making and give them stuff that really, really hard to do. But that's a choice that they've made. So the level three clients, the only emotional stuff that you need to do with them is is to help them understand. Sorry, not make them, help them understand that they've made this choice to achieve said goal. They need to do this amount of work, and that amount of work is what's required. There is no more, no less. That's why you're giving it. So it's not really a thing with wiggle room in it. Okay. So feedback needs to be finely tuned to a specific niche. The recommendation needs to be customized based on whatever they have going on. So really, really important to not give general recommendations. You need to give very specific recommendations for this group. And it needs to be niche specific metrics and tracking. So for a bodybuilder, you want to look at things like muscle circumference, body fat percentage, weekly progression and lifts, macronutrient timing. You need to look at supplementation. You need to be very, very specific about what you do with this particular client to see direct correlations between their actions and their unique goal. So this is where you get to put your coaching hat on and have a lot of fun doing this from your perspective, and the client just has to actually execute the result. Luckily, most clients, when they get to this level, have kind of dealt with the emotional side of it all. And even though they may not like doing certain things, they'll probably do the vast majority of it without question. And then you want to make very specific precision-based adjustments. So you may be changing a rep range, a tempo, a rest period, introducing a supplement, introducing a pre-workout meal, introducing a post-workout meal, doing some specific and targeted stress management. Any of that type of stuff being hyper-specific is going to be very important for that client. This will also go across niches like, say, polycystic ovarian syndrome and health-related conditions, because these clients need specific results to get specific outcomes. And with the goal setting, very specific. Okay, we want to look at things like achieve 2 centimeters growth in upper arms over the next 6 weeks. That would be insane if we could. But decrease body fat percentage by a certain amount. Hit calories at a very specific amount within 50 calories either way, up and down of a target. We want to be very, very specific with the goal setting and the behaviors so we can be precise with what's happening. Because if someone is going quite close to a high level goal, then they need to really be precise with those behaviors. And then what we want to do, build confidence in advanced data. So we want clients to kind of understand what's going on too. So we can show them that if you do this, it does Y. And by allowing clients to understand that and see that, it really helps them build trust in your decision-making process. Ideally, for the level three client, we want the following to happen. We want them to have pretty much the skills to make the vast majority, I would say 80% of the decisions that they need to achieve the result that they want. And we are only needed for the 20%. That 20% though is going to help move the needle 80% of the way. And we want them to also do what we say without question at this point, because their goals are at such a high level that they just need to do and implement, and then they get there. With the understanding that if they don't get there on the first attempt, it simply means that we need to try a different strategy, because strategies are endless, and base that on the data that they have. So say we do a photo shoot prep and we do a water cut, for example, and it doesn't work out as good. We learn from that process, and then we do the exact same process again after a period of recovery to see how that client responds to it. So it becomes about very, very specifically understanding each and every little data point about that client, using all the data points that are relative to that niche. And from there, you can give level three clients the best check-ins you can.